Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having a lovely day today and that your Christmas season has been magical. I'm currently filming this on the 19th and I just cannot believe that Christmas Day is 6 days away. So I'm trying to savor every last bit of this Christmas season. So grab yourself a cup of tea and instead of hopping into this week's video, let's just kind of meander into this week's video. I'm really wanting this to be a cozy, slow, just Christmas filled video. So if that sounds good to you, just cozy up and let's talk about my plan for this video. So for the projects in this video, I'm going to be making some smaller projects with just the scrap fabric left over from my Christmas projects over the month of December. I have an apron or two in mind, some hair bows for my daughter and I, and perhaps even a tea towel. I don't know, I'm just kind of playing around with some different ideas. I need to actually see how much fabric I have left. But then after that, I really just want this to be a really cozy video. My sister and brother-in-law are hosting a cookie baking day tonight, so I thought I'd bring you guys along with us then. And I have some more cookies I want to bake this weekend with Caleb and Rose and just really enjoy this season and all of the coziness it brings. Let's head back to the sewing room and work on the first project of this video. In the sewing room, and before we talk about the first project, one thing I'm so looking forward to next year is decorating this sewing room. I kind of want to paint back here, but I'm waiting until we replace the carpet. So the carpet that's in here, which I'm sure you have seen, the dark green carpet, is the original that came with the house. And we really want to replace this with the same carpet we have in the living room because this green carpet was actually what was originally in our living room. And it's a little limiting on what color I can paint it in here. So I'm waiting to paint it, but I kind of want to paint it a color. And I want to sit and really think on the aesthetic I want to go for in here. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. So stay tuned for that because that's one of my goals next year is to really get a good setup here in the sewing room, get an actual sewing table instead of a folding table and get some decorations and such on the walls. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty excited. Let's talk about the first project I'm wanting to make. So like I said, we have a cookie baking day and my daughter does not have an apron. So I'm going to be making an apron for her. I'm using the Bouquet Pattern Company's Just Apron pattern. I love this pattern. I've made it so much, as you can see from all of the crinkles in the paper. And all I did for this was I took the actual pattern pieces and just kind of eyeballed a smaller size to make for my daughter. I've done this before for some cousins of mine, and so I think it should work just fine. And I'm making it out of the blush colored fabric. These are all the pieces that I need. So I'm just gonna put some Christmas music on and let's sew this tiny little apron. My Christmas music of choice is Stella Cole. I love her Christmas album. There is something so satisfying about knowing a pattern so well that you can just bulk sew so much of it at the same time. It's honestly a beautiful thing. I will do a proper reveal of all of these projects at the end of the video, but I just had to show this to you guys. That's what it looks like finished. So cute. My daughter loves it, and that is enough for me. So first project done, and now what I'm going to do is look at the cream version of this fabric and see if I have enough to make a half apron. Originally I was gonna make a tea towel, but I was looking at the fabric and I think if I splice it together, I have enough to make a half apron. So let's go look at that fabric now and we'll see if I can make something work with what I have. Okay, so I have my pattern piece down here, which is gonna be the hardest piece to get enough fabric for, but I have all my scraps here. What my thought is that I can just splice together the pieces that I have since this fabric is so busy and I'll just make sure I line it up really well, and then I can still make a half apron. And I'm laying these out now, and I think I'm definitely going to have enough. So I'm just gonna take some time and try to line up these pieces as best that I can, and then cut this all out. I'm not gonna have time to sew this afternoon, but I'm so excited that I have enough to make at least a little half apron. This is making me very, very happy.
Watch our favorite movies on TV. We can do what we wanna do. Walk under the moonlight and kiss under the stars. It's gonna be like we never were apart. Yes, I'm on my way. This time I'm here to stay. I'm coming home for Christmas. Yes, I'm coming home to you. Oh, how much I missed you. Wanna spend this day with you. Yes, I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you.
I love it.
You guys take pictures and you send them in the chat?
Back in the sewing room with a fresh cup of tea, and I got dressed for the day. I'm just feeling very accomplished. So I can't remember where I filmed last, but I ended up attaching all of these random bits of fabric together to make the half apron, and I actually think it worked out pretty well. It's a blessing that this is such a busy fabric because I don't really think you're going to be able to notice. So all that's left to do to finish this is make the waistband and the ties with the pocket, and then this will be done. And just making these projects using up these scrap fabrics just scratches an itch in my brain that I didn't know was there. I find it so satisfying to use up what you have before buying more of whatever you need for a project. It just feels very complete, like I'm finishing something all the way before moving on to something new, and I love that feeling, which is kind of inspiring me to potentially make a couple of sewing videos in the new year with using up the pieces of fabric that I have. I have only a couple yards of fabric, but I would really love to use them up, plus my little basket of scraps before buying new. I will kind of break that rule because I will be buying some fabric for my birthday dress, but other than that, that's kind of my thought on starting the new year with my sewing. So that's a tangent for another video. Let's work on finishing this little half apron, and then we can start working on the little hair bows for my daughter and I. Don't mind all my little threads on the floor here, but we're gonna see if we can somehow manage to get 2 of these cut out, a pocket, the pocket cuff, and then I also need to grab the waistband. I think this is the waistband. Yes. All right, we'll see if we can get it out of only this fabric. Let's go. I somehow managed to get all of the pieces that I needed out of those little scraps of fabric, and all that's left is pieces I can't sew with. So I'm going to save those for later to make something like a pillow or something to maybe stuff them with. My goal for next year is to keep all of the scraps and stuff and try not to throw any fabric away and just reuse the fabric. So really, really happy. So now let's quickly put this together so we can start working on the next project. New day, new cup of tea. We're back in the sewing room to finish up these last few scrap fabric sewing projects. So I did end up finishing the apron yesterday. Oh my goodness, it's honestly so cute, and I feel like you really can't tell very much where I connected the fabric, which is very encouraging. So that means that our project for today is going to be making the hair bows. I have 2 hair bows I want to make, one for myself and one for my daughter. And I can't remember if I showed you guys this already, but I'm going to make them in these 2 fabrics. This one will be for my daughter and this one will be for myself. So the template that I'm using is from Janelle from the YouTube channel Rosary Apparel. She has a free template and video on how to make a hair bow. So that's what I'm going to be using today. Now what I did do for my daughters, I took her pattern and then I just made it smaller because I didn't have enough fabric left of my daughter's fabric to make a pretty big bow, so I just made this a little bit smaller than what the actual pattern said. So I think I'll probably start with my daughter's because I have hers already cut out. I don't have mine cut out quite yet, and I think this should go pretty quick. And for the clip on the back, I had this old hair bow that my sister gave me that just had one of these clips on the back, and the bow was hot glued to the clip. I took this bow off. I'll reuse this bow for something else, and then I'm just going to use these clips for our hair bows. I didn't really love the color of this one, so it kind of worked out. Reduce, reuse, recycle. So I'm just going to get my sewing machine set up and we'll make this adorable little hair bow. Well, that was incredibly quick and easy. The only thing I think I'm going to try to do different with mine is I kind of wanted the bottom bows to be facing out like that, not in like this. So I'm just going to make sure I do that with my next one. But other than that, that was so easy. I haven't put the clip on the back of this one yet. I'm going to do that at the same time as I do mine. Now for mine, of course, it has to be a little bit more difficult. I don't have a piece wide enough to be able to make this big of a bow, so I'm going to have to do what I did with my apron, which is splice some of this fabric together to make it a little bit bigger so that I can make this the correct size, because I do really want one of the really big bows for my hair. So I'm just going to do that now, try and line some of this stuff up so I can have a little bit of a wider piece of fabric, and then we'll cut all these out and do the same thing with my bow. So I figured while I was turning these right side out, I would ask you guys what your favorite thing that you guys have done this Christmas is, and also some favorite traditions, whether they be new or old. I love hearing people's traditions and things that they just always do with their family or by themselves. Honestly, I love traditions so much, and I love also adding new traditions. I think it's just really fun and it makes the season so much more festive and enjoyable, and it also makes you be really intentional about the season. I feel like Christmas in particular can pass us by so quickly, especially if you're not intentional. And I have the blessing of being able to be at home with Rose, and I know not everybody has that, and not everybody is able to be always intentional, especially if you're coming home from work and you're really tired, or whatever your season of life may be. But I would definitely encourage you, even though Christmas is already almost over, to just be intentional, even if it's something small. Honestly, even just something as simple as making a cup of hot cocoa can make it feel so Christmassy, and listening to Christmas music. So let me know in the comments down below what your guys' favorite Christmas memory is from this year or years past, if you have a favorite Christmas memory, or one of your favorites, I should say, and any Christmas traditions that are maybe a bit out of the ordinary. I just think it would be really fun to hear them and maybe try some myself next year. So Got everything turned out. I did end up cutting this a different way since I have the stripes. I wanted the stripes to be going down, otherwise the fabric would have been going this way on these. So I did cut these a different way. But here's my long strip of fabric. This will be my little bow at the bottom. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. Over the top, but so cute and so worth it. So I'm gonna head over to the ironing board. We'll press these pieces and put this little bow together for myself. So all bundled up and ready to go to my parents. I forgot that today is the 21st, which is the winter solstice. So it gets dark pretty early today, but all cozied up and ready to go drink some hot cocoa and watch a Christmas movie. I do the same thing. Good morning, friends. So it is now the next day and we are starting this day in the kitchen because I am going to be making homemade mince pies. This is a very British Christmas dessert. I have always wanted to make these. I have no idea if we're going to actually like them, but this has been on my list to make for the past several years. And this is a year I'm going to try making them. So before we can make the filling, I have to make some candied peel, citrus peel. So I'm going to be having some oranges and lemons and basically simmering that on my stove for I think like 2 hours. So we're getting ready to do that this morning and then we'll mix everything together and then it has to sit for 12 hours. So we're making these mince pies for tomorrow, which is my Christmas movie night that I'm hosting with my family, and that is going to be our dessert. So that's what we're starting with this morning, and I'm pretty excited to be making these. My British loving self is very, very happy right now. So it's been about a little over 2 hours, I would say, for my candied orange peel, and it smells fabulous in here. So yummy. Even if the mince pies end up not tasting good, the smell of the candied orange peel is totally worth it. So I'm gonna take this off the stove and let it cool before I chop it up, and then we'll be able to use that for making the mince pies filling, and then that will just set out for 12 hours. I don't know if it's in the fridge or on the counter. I need to check the recipe again. Feeling good to finally make this. There's something so satisfying about making or doing something off of your list of things that you've wanted to do. And really, it doesn't take that much time. It's just sometimes the brain power to take the time to do it. So I'm gonna take this off the stove for now, and I will talk to you guys again here very soon. Good morning, friends. From a freshly showered Tate, I have face oil on my face, feeling a little extra shiny this morning, but I'm really getting so excited for Christmas. It is the 23rd today. I cannot believe Christmas is 2 days away. And I have quite a bit of baking I need to do. I did finish wrapping all of my presents last night while FaceTiming my two besties from Texas, and that was lovely. I think we're gonna make that a new Christmas tradition to FaceTime every time we wrap presents. So that was really fun and felt good to have done. But today, I need to bake the mince pies. So I already made the pie crust this morning. We do need to cook the mincemeat mixture for like 10 to 15 minutes. It needs to simmer and then it'll be ready to bake. I need to see if you're supposed to serve mince pies at room temperature or if they're supposed to be warm, because that will determine when I bake them. I also am wanting to make some orange cranberry scones for us to have for Christmas morning for breakfast. And I am also going to be baking some cookies that I made on the cookie baking day that had to chill in the fridge, and I kind of forgot about them. So I'm just now baking them now, and I'm bringing those Christmas morning to my parents' house. So just a lot of baking today. I do have my family coming over tonight for one of our last Christmas movie nights. We're either watching Home Alone 2 or Miracle on 34th Street, the 1994 version, so I need to decide from there. But with that being said, let's do some Christmas baking. Before we start simmering the mincemeat, I need to make these cookies. So I'm gonna get started on those. They're called pecan crescents, and they are my husband's favorite. I'm using his grandmother's recipe. So the dough's already done. I just need to roll them in some powdered sugar and cinnamon and bake them. So I'm gonna start those first. Then we'll start simmering the mincemeat. And I did look up the recipe and it looks like you serve the mince pies warm. So I will wait until later this evening to bake those. So let's get to baking these cookies. All right, time to cook this up. And I will have to say, it's not the prettiest looking, but it does smell good. So I'm hopeful. So we're just gonna simmer this on the stove for like 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll put this aside because I can't bake these till tonight. But hopefully it'll look a little bit better once the butter and such is melted when we're done simmering it.
Waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light while we're dancing around the Christmas tree. Hugging and kissing, just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. We're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen.
So there are all of the projects that I made in this video, and I'm so happy with every single one of them. My daughter especially loves her hair bow, and I think they're going to look so cute with our Christmas Eve pajamas that we get tomorrow, which is crazy. So speaking of Christmas Eve, I thought I would kind of tell you guys a little bit about what we do for Christmas Eve. This is one of my favorite traditions that we have done with my dad's side of the family. We have done this particular gift exchange for at least 8 years, if not more. And I just find it so fun. So the reason I'm telling you this is because one of the things that I made, the little apron for an adult, goes with my Christmas Eve present. And I just thought it would be fun to share with you guys what we do, because it is just a really enjoyable take on a gift exchange. So typically what we did with my dad's family was you put everyone's name in a hat, you draw a name, and that was the person that you bought a gift for. And we did this for a really, really long time, until one year, some of my relatives, I think it might've been my dad and my mom and a couple other people, had seen where people played this almost white elephant gift exchange, but it was more like a game. So what you do, every single person brings a fairly unisex gift. We used to do a lot more unisex. It's a little bit more woman or man now, just because we've kind of figured out what people like. But you bring a gift, it's wrapped, you don't have who it's for because it's not for anyone, and we put them under the tree. And then when we go to do the gift exchange, everyone gets a sheet of paper and we have a little dice. The sheet of paper tells you what each number on the dice represents. So if we're all sitting in the circle, if I roll the dice, whatever number I get, I read what the corresponding number says to do, the prompt to do on the piece of paper, and then I do it. So for example, we just use a 6-sided die, and let's say if you roll a 1, you have to open a present. Number 2, you have to steal a present. Number 3 is everyone has to trade presents to the right. Number 4 is open a present, and number 5 is you can steal or open. And it's so much fun. We play this whole game, everyone plays, you can steal from each other. We play it until all of the gifts are open, and it's so enjoyable. I feel like sometimes with extended family gift exchanges, it can be really hard to know what to get people if you're not as close with them as others. And so this just takes that away and makes for a really fun evening. So let me show you guys what I got for my gift. Obviously you saw the little apron, which goes perfectly with my theme. Do you have a guess as to what the theme could be? If you guessed Rifle Paper Company, and if you guessed Christmas, and if you guessed kitchen, you are correct. So I have the apron, and then I purchased their little oven mitt and pot holder. I love this fabric. I wish they would have sold this as a fabric you could actually use to make things, but I got those. I got the little 12 Days of Christmas mug, which I just think is so classic and cute. And then lastly, I got the little spatula set. So that is my gift. Definitely more girl focused than boy, but there's enough mix of us and there's enough people that are married that a lot of the times if a man got stuck with this at the end, we just swap. So this is just a very me gift. Everyone's gonna know this is from me when they open it, but I think it's really fun. So now that I'm just kind of waiting to do the rest of my baking, I think I'm gonna take this afternoon while Rosie is resting to edit this video. And then later on, we will bake the mince pies, have my little movie night, and then I'm going to end the video tomorrow. So I will talk to you guys soon. I need to go edit this video a little bit, and then we get to bake the mince pies, and I'm honestly so excited. Don't take the other one. Good morning, it is the next day. My mince pies turned out so cute. They pretty much live up to everything I was hoping they would be. As far as the taste, I was hoping to get a video of me trying one, but I didn't get one last night. I liked it, but I don't love them. I feel like it's one of those things that if I ate it more, I probably would like it more. But the flavor of the inside wasn't my total thing. However, Caleb loved them. So it might just be a matter of preference on flavor, but I still think they turned out really good, and I honestly would make them again. So I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. But now that those are done, that means we have come to the end of the video. And I just want to say a huge thank you to people who have watched my Vlogmas, to new subscribers over this past year, to my faithful subscribers that have been here since day one. I just truly appreciate every single one of you, and I have really loved spending this Christmas season with you, doing Vlogmas, doing a couple of more Christmassy videos, and I just truly, truly appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to making more videos with you guys next year. I have so many ideas. We'll see how many of them get done, but with that being said, I am going to end the video here. If you guys did enjoy this video or any of the Christmas videos or Vlogmas videos, please let me know in a comment down below. I always love reading them. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your Christmas season, and I will talk to you guys in a new one very soon.